Could I let you in on a secret? Tomorrow is my birthday. And I love birthdays because it's like a spiritual new year. It is 365 days that you have spent on earth. It is a wonderful time to reflect in the ways that you've grown and changed, what have been the highlights of the past year, what you would love to create next. So today I want to share with you some of my insights, some of what I've been working on and what I've been learning that can hopefully help you in your spiritual and intuitive journey. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a 4th generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self. If you're new, hi, welcome. If you're returning, I'm so happy you're back. Click subscribe, bell notification, all the housekeeping stuff. And also, I'm so excited because I am doing a workshop on how to communicate with your spirit guides and angels March 22nd, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, 5 p.m. UK. So if you're interested in really having a deep relationship with your guides, check out the info box below and sign up. I would love to see you there. It's 50% off my normal price, which I'm also super excited about and is recorded. So, all right, enough blah, blah, blah. So the very first thing that I really learned this past year was pay attention and honor what brings you joy and what you think is good. That is good enough. One, if you've been following me on this YouTube journey, one thing that I've really shared is I've been really working on healing my inner creative, my inner artist. And you can learn all about it on my kazoos in a past video. But I went to a French school when I was a little kid, and I was told that there was a right way and a wrong way to create. You'd be graded out of 10. You had to color sideways. Now, myself as a creative, expansive person and who doesn't always like to follow the rules, coloring sideways did not work for me. So what resulted of that was bad grades in art class in kindergarten, and gave me this belief that not only was I not creative, but I wasn't good at art. And that also made me feel like I couldn't trust what I thought and felt was good. So I have been on this journey, and the kazoo has been my medium of creation. And in just this portal of listening, first, if you can go back, first the kazoo came to me, my friend Jessica told me that she'd gotten this as a Mardi Gras throw. And I was like, my intuition, something was like, I want a kazoo. And then I followed that thread. And that thread, that was my first thing of, that was interesting, became a thread that became a canvas for me to create. And with that as well, at first I was like, wait, are people going to like it? Is it good? Is it interesting? Not even interesting is not the right word, but will people like it? I had such a big fear around being judged and just reaffirming this old belief that it was bad. So first, trust your intuitive impulses. If you want to create a business, if you want to create art, if you want to create a relationship, there might be a ting, a ping, a something from a place that completely surprises you. Hallmark of intuitive guidance. Don't question it, overthink it, follow it. You never know where it might lead. That was my experience. Second, in that same place, do what feels good. Once I stopped thinking about what other people might say about my kazoos, then it supercharged my creativity, my intuitive ability, my joy, because no longer was creating for others, it was creating for myself. And that was such a hallmark. I was like, does this feel good? Does this make me happy? Then it doesn't matter if I don't know, because I do. And instead of creating for approval or creating for, approval or to protection, as creating to create. And in that purposelessness, there is no reason, just for fun, was such a beautiful lesson in trusting myself, trusting what my intuition, what my spirit says, that has spilled over into so many different areas of my life, whether it's and sharing an opinion or speaking about what I want or like or what matters to me all came from this real silly kazoo. It's not silly at all. I mean, they are. Okay. But that you can trust what feels good before going to others for permission. Go to your spirit. Create for what feels good. That was so essential for me. Trust what you like. Trust yourself as a curator and be okay to push up against others. And it's okay if you guys have difference of opinions. It doesn't mean, as an intuitive, empathic people, we can take things in so deeply, whether it's feedback, whether it's trying to be aware. First, go inward. Do I like this? Does this feel good? What do I want? That then is a way that we can start to pay attention to our own unique vibration, what our spirit wants, needs, and then expressing that in the world. That then helps our intuition become louder, connects us to our guides and our angels, connects us back to ourselves. Other thing that I really felt is and noticed was just in that same way, if you're working on creating, working on building these places of your confidence, anything like that, and trusting your intuition, it's okay to take time by yourself to create a little vessel for you to be able to play and explore. If you're reclaiming your spontaneity, let's say you get intuitive hits, nudges all the time, but you have a lot of trouble acting on it. You want to think about it, you want to figure it out, and you end up in the woulda, coulda, shoulda moment. Take some time to play with your own spontaneity in a low stakes way. That was a kazoo for me. It could be coloring. It could be listening to music. It could be putting on music and letting your body move without overthinking it. These are just simple ways that we can start to connect our mind, our body, and our spirit, and just start to feel those different edges. Your ego intellect will always keep you out. It'll always have one step out, 1 foot out, 1 foot at the door. It never wants to go 2 feet in because that could be too vulnerable. And that often is the energy that's ruining our lives. It's holding us back. So as we can just start to play with those different vibrations and edges in a low stakes, fun way, can give us a new understanding and framework of how our intuition, our vibes, everything moves. So yes, those are some of my big lessons. The other big lesson that I learned was to do things differently. I noticed that as human beings, we can get really well worn into patterns. So for example, every year I usually go to Southeast Asia with my partner for an extended period of time. And this year I was asked to officiate my cousin's wedding. And it was right smack in the middle of our time. And at first I was really disappointed because this is something that I love, that I look forward to. I was excited about the wedding, disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to have this experience that I have every year. And so instead, all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to do things differently. And instead of lamenting what I wish I would have had, having these new experiences opened me up and gave me new soul fuel, new creative fire that has just even snowballed into this year. So look in your life, where do you get stuck in a pattern, whether it's ordering the same coffee every day, sitting in the same seat in the cafeteria, taking the same way to work, going to the same grocery store. When we get into our patterns, we can be unconscious because it doesn't require a lot of energy from us. So when we can just bring that presence, that consciousness, that intentionality to these little things and opening up that our perspective helps to rewire our brain and is a beautiful way that we can reconnect to the present moment and open us to the wonder and magic that might be right in front of us that we're missing because we're on autopilot. So do things differently. Pay attention to where we get real comfortable and just edge into something new, because you will have not only surprises, but that is going to help bring you all these portals and calibers back together. So absolutely feeding your intuition, your spirit. And last, I could go on, but the other big lesson that I learned this past year was to never assume what you're capable of. My cousin asked me to officiate her wedding to her husband in Mexico. And this is months ago. And my immediate reaction was yes. Of course, it would be an honor. And then I learned that the wedding was like 200 people or 150 people. I had never met her partner before. And also my cousin is like my sister. She is born right in the middle of my sister Sabrina and I. We're all 9 months, 12 days apart. And I really wanted to do a good job. I really wanted to do justice. And so I spent so much time on my speech, creating, crafting. And then all of a sudden the reality hit me. I'm going to be not only in front of a giant group of people that I don't know, I'm going to be in front of my family and his family, and all eyes are on me. I had so many fears. What if I tripped up at my speech? What if the moment that my cousin walked down the aisle and me standing there, I was going to start sobbing and wouldn't be able to recover? What if I got so nervous I choked? I mean, I was really anxious about delivering. And I practiced my speech. I practiced a few different times in the day of the wedding. I remember waiting for the wedding ceremony to start and just taking a breath, anchoring into home number one. I had my hand on my heart, a hand on my belly, and I asked my guides and my angels for help. I asked for support from my Nana and my Papa. I asked for support from my higher self to give me grace and to remind me of who I am so I can stand confidently as a conduit and a voice for my cousin and her husband. And I did such a good job. I was so incredibly proud of myself, and all of the fear that I had around being capable, around public speaking, around just what I had imagined was not real. So be open to surprising yourself around your capacity. I know that in times past, I've often been like, I can't do that. There's this, that's too much. And one of my favorite mom quotes is, never expect that you know anyone, especially yourself. So let yourself be challenged. Let yourself do what feels good and be open to what might show up. And if you're struggling, and even not even you're struggling, just doing new things is always a stretch. Ask your guides and your angels for help. Connect with your spirit. Remind yourself of who you are and what your intention is. Like for the wedding, like I just want to be a conduit of love and appreciation and celebration for this moment, and really just have that and the energy of our family values and our shared values as a community shine through. And that, again, took pressure off. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about me performing, but about being and giving and love that then stretched to all of these places. So those are just some of the lessons that I've learned. Happy birthday to me. And just last every year, and often do this practice that I do with myself. Tell yourself what you're proud of. I'll genuinely say, Sonia, I am so proud of you. I usually close my eyes. I'm so proud of you. You've done such a good job. Grown and changed in so many different ways. And you're going to keep growing. So keep growing, keep going. Tell yourself how proud you are. Be as loving to yourself as your spirit is with you. So that's my video. I hope that you have a beautiful day. I hope that you celebrate my birthday for you by doing something magical and fun and creative and colorful. And if you really want to give me a birthday present, tell me one thing that you love about yourself and your spirit in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. So I'm sending you guys all my love. Don't forget, come to my workshop March 22nd. If you want to work one-on-one with me, I do soul readings and mentoring. You can book a discovery call or book a reading below. Check out my different resources. I have all sorts of stuff for you. Always shoot me an email. I am sending you all my love, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.